ॐ मायाकल्पितमातृतामुखमृषा द्वैतप्रपञ्चाश्रयः सत्यज्ञानसुखात्मकश्रुतिशिखोत्थाखण्डधीगोचरः मिथ्याबन्धविधूननेन परमा नन्दैकतानात्मकम् मोक्षं प्राप्त इव स्वयं विजयते विष्णुर्विकल्पोज्झितः शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। In Vedanta, we say the essential teaching is Brahma Satyam and Jagat Mithya. Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. For Jagat Mithyatva, in Advaita Siddhi, 5 Anumanam are shown to prove that Jagat is Mithya. First Anumanam was from Panchapadika. The next 2 Anumanams, they are from Chitsukhi. Then there was one Anumanam from Nyaya Makaranda. And two Anumanams from Vivarana and one from Chitsukhi. One from Panchapadika, 2 from Vivarana, one from Chitsukhi and one from Nyaya Makaranda. In this way, 5 Anumanams were there on Jagat Mithyatva. Now, there is another Anumanam on Jagat Mithyatva, which is also from Chitsukhi. So, only on the basis of Yukti, Jagat Mithyatva is proved. And then the Drigdrishya Sambandha, which is a separate topic, but in that, if Drishya is Mithya, then Drigdrishya Sambandha also will be Mithya or Adhyasika. It will be only Adhyasa, superimposition. In other words, in consciousness, the world is superimposed, just like in rope, snake is superimposed. And therefore, just as there is no relationship between rope and snake, in the same way, there is no relationship between drishta and drishya. Drishya viveka, when we do, what it actually means is Drishya is really not Drishya of this Drashta. Between them, there is no sambandha. Therefore, a real relationship cannot be established. Either you say because Drishya is mithya, therefore sambandha cannot be real, or you say Drishya is mithya because Drishya cannot become an object of drashta. So we will see that in the second part. So first, we are going to see this anumanam for jagat mithyatva. It says, ayam pataha etat tantunishta atyantabhava pratiyogi anshitvat itaranshivat. This is what Chitsukhacharya says. This anumanam is also used in Vedanta Paribhasha. This is quoted in Vedanta Paribhasha. But it is not elaborated like how we will try to see today. So take example, this pata, okay, ayam pataha. This pata is existing in the tantu, the threads. This is how we understand. This anumanam says this pata is not existing in the thread. There is abhava of pata in its upadana karana, in the tantu. Etat tantunishta atyanta bhav pratiyogi. So this pata is atyanta bhav pratiyogi, means here there is atyanta bhava of this pata in this tantu, in the threads. There is no such thing called pata. This is the pratignya. What is the reason? What is the hetu? Anshitvat. Either you say anshitvat or you say patatvat. Because it is amshi. Amshi means it has amsha. This is avayavi. It has avayava. And drashtanta is itaram shivat, like other amshis. So if there is another pata, let us say this pata. This pata is not existing in this tantu. So patantara, anya pata atra na vidyate. It also has patatvam. So in this drishtanta, hetu is there, patatva hetu. Sadhya is there, it is not existing in this tantu. So this pata has patatva and it is not existing in this tantu. So etat tantu nishtha atyanta bhav pratyogitvam is there in this pata. In the same way, this pata also is absent in this tantu. If this anumanam is proved accurate, then we can say in the same way this jagat is not existing in Brahma. Therefore, if jagat is appearing, it is mithya. This is the actual Anumanam. So, using this Anumana Pramana, Jagat Mithyatva is established. So, Anumanam by itself looks correct because there is no problem. Paksha is there. Ayam Pataha. Ayam Pata is the Paksha. Sadhya is Etat Tantunishta Atyanta Bhav Pratyogi. Hetu is Amshitva. Anshitva or Patatva. Either you can say. And Itaranshi means another pata like this pata is not existing in those threads. Iti uktam. Now, somebody says, this is absolutely wrong. Because Sarvajana Siddha, Samanya understanding is, this pata is existing in this tantu. And you are exactly proving opposite of that. It is like saying everyone thinks Jagat is Satya and you are proving Jagat is Mithya. It is just like that. So Siddhanti wants to say, you will have to prove using yukti how my anumanam is wrong. I am using yukti, logic. You also use logic to refute. So first point, Purvapakshi will say is this. In your Vedanta Darshan, Advaita Vedantin, you say cause and effect are one. Karya and Karana, they have abheda. So if Karya Karana has abheda and you say Karya is not existing, that means Karana is not existing. If Karya is not existing and Karana is also non-existent, you will be a Shunyavadi. Because there is abhava of both Karya Karana. So Siddhanti says, first part is correct, what you are saying, that we do agree between Karya and Karana there is abheda. But we also do use the terms Karya and Karana. So there is some what comes earlier in time is called Karana. What comes later in time is called Karya. If you don't have this concept, then you cannot even use the term Karya and Karana, cause and effect. So, Karya Karana, between them there is abheda from one standpoint. As far as their material is concerned. And between Karya and Karana, there is bheda as far as avastha is concerned. So material is same. Avastha bheda is there. Avastha bheda will say that what is there earlier, Karana, that alone is existing. What later as Karya, we say that is really non-existing. So Purvapakshi's point was, Karya is also, Karana is not there. You will end up in this flaw. We say that we will not have. Karana will be there, Karya will be non-existent. Same thing when we apply to Brahma and Jagat. So Brahma will be there, Jagat will not be there. So we will not end up in Shunyavad. Then Purvapaksha says, you will have problem with your own Acharya. In Brahma Sutra, there is a sutra, Tadananyatvam Arambhana Shabdadibhyah. This is based on 6th chapter of Chandogya, and this sutra is 2.1.14. Brahma Sutra 2.1.14. This sutra says there is ananyatvam. There is no difference between karya and karana. There is anyatva not there. Based on this, Purvapakshi says you will have virodha. Siddhanti says, this sutra says there is no effect apart from cause. Karana vyatirekena karya abhava. Upadana vyatirekena upadeya abhava. So, in that Brahma Sutra also, it is established that you will have Karana and Karya as terminology. But Karya cannot exist independent of Karana. Therefore, that Karyam is Mithya. It is called Vacharambanam. So, we will not have internal Virodha within our own Darshana. And this Anumanam will prove that just as any other pata is not existing in this tantu, here, other patas are not existing. Your pata does not exist here. In the same way, this pata also doesn't exist. Pata as karya is non-existent in this tantu, which is karana. And the vyapti is there, yatra yatra patatvam, tatra tatra etat tantu nishtha atyanta bhava pratiyogitvam. Yatra yatra patatvam, tatra tatra etat tantu nishtha atyanta bhava pratiyogitvam. So wherever there is pata, it is absent in this tantu. So this pata is also absent. So then what is the idea of karya and karana? So as I explained, with respect to the upadanam, as far as material is concerned, there is abheda. As far as avastha is concerned, there is bheda. So this kind of bhedatmaka sambandha we accept. And in this anumanam, what is not already known is established. Therefore, this is pramana. It is not already known that this Pata is not existing in Tantu. If any pramanam is trying to prove something which is already known, it will be called Anuvada. Or in Anumanam, it will be Siddha Sadhanata. Siddha Sadhanam means something is already Siddham and you are just saying the same thing. So here it is neither Anuvada nor it is Siddha Sadhana. It is saying something which is totally different. So it is Pramanik also. Now somebody can ask a different kind of question. They will say, in this Tantu, you are saying Pata is non-existent. He says, in this Tantu, Pata is non-existent through Sanyoga Sambandha. Purvapakshi says, we will accept it. It is Siddha Sadhana. Because we also say, in this Tantu, Pata is not existing in Sanyoga Sambandha. So he knows Pata is existing in this Tantu with Samavaya Sambandha, not Sanyoga Sambandha. So he says, yes, this is Siddha Sadhana. As Sanyoga Sambandha, Pata is not existing. So we say, this is not what we are trying to prove. It is not that Pata is not existing in Tantu with Sanyoga Sambandha. We say Pata is not existing in Tantu with Samavaya Sambandha. In other words, the sambandha, the relation with which you think there is Pata existing in this Tantu, with the same relation we deny the existence of the same Pata in that Tantu. If he says some other Pata is not existing in this Tantu, is that you are proving? We say no. This Pata which you think is existing, that I am saying is non-existing. And this Pata which is existing with that Sambandha which you accept, Samvaya Sambandha, I say with that Sambandha it is not existing. So you cannot say that, oh, you are talking about something else, that I accept. Oh, you are talking about something else. No. That which you unquestionably are accepting that it is existing, that is what I am refuting. So like this jagat also, which we unquestionably accept that it is existing, Advaita Vedanta is refuting exactly the same jagat. Right there where you think it is existing, Advaita Vedanta says, right there it is non-existing. Its Atyanta Abhav is there. And it is proved in this way. I mean, there are different ways. This is one of the ways in which it is established. Okay. Purvapakshi says, It can happen that in Tantu, in one place Pata is there, and in one place there is Pata Abhava. This is all serious if accepted. That Pata is Avyapya Vritti, means it is not throughout in the Tantu. So some part of Tantu doesn't have Pata, some part of Tantu has Pata, and therefore there where Pata is existing, right there is no Atyanta Bhava. Next to it is Atyanta Bhava. Like if there is one, let us say, big one. In one part, I am sitting. Next part, my Abhava is there. So my presence is also on the bench. My absence is also on the bench. So in this Tantu, there is Pata, there is Pata Abhava. Siddhanti says, no, this is not Avyapya Vritti. His Pata is not present in Ekadesha of Tantu. That somewhere it is existing and somewhere it is not existing. Therefore, what you are saying is also true, what I am saying is also true. Like some people think in this way. In Brahma, in some place, there is Jagat Satyam. In some place, there is Jagat Mithya. So Jagat Satyatva is also there, Jagat Mithyatva is also there. No, wherever anything is appearing in that Brahma is Mithya. Whatever you define. Otherwise, somebody can say that, oh, waking state is there, dream state is there. Waking state is Satyam, dream state is Mithya. So both you are also right, I am also right. So not that way. The next argument is, so first argument we saw was between Karya and Karana. That Purvapakshi says, you think they are Abheda. So if Karya Abhava you are proving, it will mean Karana Abhava. So we said no. Second point was Virodha with Brahma Sutra. Tadananyatvam Arambhana Shabdadibhya. So we said that is also not there. Third point we said that Pata which is existing with Samvaya Sambandha, not its Abhava in Sanyoga Sambandha. So the one, that same Sambandha. Fourth one was not in Ekadesha Vritti, Vyapya Vritti. So throughout that Tantu, whatever Pata that you are accepting, that same Pata Abhava. This is fourth point. Fifth one now. Fifth point says, not that in Tantu, earlier there is Pata Abhava, later there is Pata, then later there is Pata Abhava. Because earlier it is only Tantus, threads, there is no Pata existing. Then you put together, then it becomes Pata, cloth. After some time, you segregate the Tantus, so Pata is gone. So he says, yes, I accept that there is no Pata in Tantu earlier or later, but in the middle it is there. So we say, no, Samana Kalina also. Right then, at that time when it is there, actually it is not there. Not Kalantariya. So every idea, whatever that Purvapakshi can think to prove, jagat is satya. Siddhanti says each of that we will prove it is mithya. Five points we covered. Sixth one. Purva Paksha will say, okay, you are using Anumana Pramana. What is Pratyaksha? You tell me. Direct perception says there is Pata. And your Anumanam says there is no Pata. So two Pramanas are there. I will accept one, you accept the other. So Pata is there. Both Pramanas will be equally powerful. So Siddhanti says, you see the moon from here. How big is the moon? It looks this big from here. So Pratyaksha says moon is only this much. But Shabda, Shastra Pramana will say moon is very big. So Pratyaksha is getting refuted by another Pramana. So just because perception tells you Jagat is Satyam, Anumanam and Shastra can prove Jagat is Mithya. Actually, perception doesn't say Jagat is Satyam. Perception, Pratyaksha Pramana, only it says you can do Vyavahara with this. This is Rakta. So some Rupa is there, some size is there, some weight is there, some use is there. Pratyaksha doesn't say this is Satya because it is not the subject of Pratyaksha Pramana anyway. Pratyaksha Pramana does not have the authority to prove something is Satyam or Mithya. That is left to Buddhi. Buddhi will do vichara and try to prove if this can exist here or not. Can Pata exist in Tantu or not? So, accordingly, Pratyaksha Pramana and Anumana, between them, there is no Virodha. Because really, Pratyaksha is not proving that there is a real Pata. Even if Pratyaksha Pramana shows that there is a Pata or group of Tantus, it is Satya is not established. So we can say whatever you are experiencing is Mithya. So Iha Tantushu Pata, this can be a Brahma, a Bhranti. Now Purva Pakshi will do another Anumanam to refute Siddhanti's Anumana. Purva Pakshi will say, see, Siddhanti's Anumanam is Ayam Pataha Etat Tantunishta Tyantavaha Pratiyogi Patatvat Patantarvat. Purva Pakshi says, Ayam Pataha Etat Tantunishta Tyantavaha Pratiyogi Na. Etat Tantu Arabdhatvat. Vyatirekena Patantarvat. Like this Pata. So, this Pata its abhava is not there in this tantu. Purvapakshi's anumanam will be refuting Siddhanti's anumanam. Siddhanti says this pata has abhava in this tantu. Purvapakshi will say this pata is existing in this tantu. Why? Because it has started from this tantu. Etat tantu arabdhatvam is there. Vyatirekena patantarvat. Like anya pata is not this tantu arabdha. So anya pata is not here. Whatever is started with here is existing here. In this anumanam, Siddhanti will say there is a dosha. What is the dosha? Siddhanti says we have not established that this pata is there, which has been initiated through this tantu. So your hetu, etat tantu arabdhatvam, in pata is sopadhika. It is sopadhika hetu. And therefore, your anumanam is not complete until you prove that there is a pata which is started with this tantu. You cannot use it in your anumana. There are more technical details, but I am just trying to keep it simple so that at least we can absorb the gist of to what extent this analysis is done and to what extent Purva Pakshas are raised and all are refuted. And in this context, it is said, if this pata was not mithya, then it would not be drishya. I will repeat. If this pata was not mithya, then this pata would not be drishya. This statement Siddhanti can make. On what basis? Siddhanti's vyapti will be yatra yatra drishyatvam tatra tatra mithyatvam. Wherever there is drishyatva, there is mithyatva. Vyatireki vyapti will be where there is mithyatva abhava, there is
दृश्यत्व अभाव
yatra yatra drishyatva. Yatra yatra drishyatva. Wherever there is mithyatva abhava, tatra tatra drishyatva abhava. And yatra drishyatvam tatra mithyatvam, this vyapti with the help of Rajju Sarpa. In Rajju Sarpa, drishyatva is there, mithyatva is there. In other words, in all pratibhasik vastu, this vyapti is already proved. Therefore, we can apply that in vyavaharik vastu. From pratibhasik vastu, we get the vyapti, and we apply this in vyavaharik. So in vyavahar also, if this pata was not mithya, it would not be drishya. Because it is drishya, therefore it is mithya. Same is for this jagat. So now, I think this much is enough for this first part of the discussion. That how Chitsukacharya ji uses this anumanam to prove jagat mithya. Now how he is proving, he takes each object and he said this is mithya. Like pata is mithya in tantu. Tantu will be mithya in its upadanam. That will be mithya in its upadanam. Like that. Each item, he says this is mithya, this is mithya, this is mithya. You extend that, whole jagat will become mithya in Panchamahabhuta. Panchamahabhuta will become mithya in its upadana avidya, in this way. This is one part of thought process. The second part is, if drishyatva, wherever there is drishyatva, there is mithyatva, then drik means drashta, atma chaitanya. In atma chaitanya, drish drashta and drishya, they will not have samana sattakatvam, or they will not have swatantra sattakatvam. Both ways you can take. Both will not have independent reality. Drashta has independent reality. Drishya has only dependent reality, dependent existence. And therefore, drishya is mithya. Therefore, between two such things, you cannot really establish sambandha. When we say drik means drashta chaitanya, chaitanya and drishya sambandha is possible only if samana satta or swatan, but they don't have. Drishya doesn't have samana satta or swatantra satta. Therefore, drishya, really speaking, an object of drashta. Just as sarpa cannot become an object of rajju. Between rajju and sarpa, there is no sambandha. When there is no sambandha. Because there is no sambandha, and I see that it is associated with me. Like, for example, if I say, I am getting knowledge of this pata, I am getting knowledge of samghata, etc. So I am the knower, that thing has become known. This notion is there. So when you use the word knower, it is still pramata. But if you say, I am the illuminator of that object becomes known, illumined by me. That illuminator, when it illumines the object, actually there is no direct relationship between the two. Like, to give you an example, in our swapna, when the objects become known, really those objects do not have a relation or association with the illuminator of the dream. And therefore, we remain asanga when we wake up. Exactly in the same way, Atma has no real sambandha with Anatma. This is why the moment I realize I am this Atma, I am Mukta, I don't have to undo any associations that I have accumulated over so many janmas, because really nothing has happened. If anything had really happened, I would need that much time to undo all the effect. There is, really speaking, abhava. But what ends up happening is, so now, okay, in case of drishya, instead of pata, now let us do some more internal thinking. Drashta is Chaitanya. Drishya is Ahankara. Between them, there is no real sambandha. What is Ahankara? According to Vedanta Paribhasha, what we saw, actually according to Vivarana. Anybody remembers? Ahankara is avidya vritti whose vishaya is antakkara. Able to keep them separate. I am not able to segregate. This is ignorance or superimposition. I, the Atma, and this Ahankara, which is Drishya, between them really there is no sambandha, but they are so much mixed up that I am not able to keep this Ahankar as separate. And that is continuously there. So as soon as I wake up, identity only as Atma plus Ahankar. Not Sahaja. Bhranti. So this association due to Bhranti. I wake up with this wrong notion. I am Ahankara. I am this person. To separate this, all I need is this clear knowledge and this awareness that we are not together. We are separate. If that alertness is not there, invariably in Vyavahara, I will fall back into this notion, I am Ahankara. Then after some time, when I gather my wisdom, then I say, no, this is not who I am. So this is the fact, but the drishya has as though become one with drashta, erroneously. So just as potter is not existing in Tantu, this Ahankara is also not existing in Atma. They are equal. In this way, when I understand, then Ahankar Mithyatva will be understood. Ahankar Mithyatva equals Jagat Mithyatva. If I understand Ahankar is Mithya, then I have understood Jagat is Mithya. And if I say I have understood jagat is mithya, but ahankar is satya, that means jagat is not mithya. Because your jagat is nothing but this ahankar only. Everything is intact. So, jagat mithyatva vichara will become complete when ahankar mithyatva is understood. So, this is the summary of how we can understand jagat mithya. In this, many other ideas can be further taken up, but this is the main teaching, and that ahankara or drishya vastu is nothing but actually only jnanam. Jagat is nothing but jnanam. That's what we say, jnanadhyasa. It is only a perception, a notion, to which I have given a reality. Like what is sarpa? In Rajju, what is sarpa? It is a perception. So, questioning that perception properly, systematically, with the help of scriptures, and arriving at the right conclusion is what will lead me to prapancha mithyatva. And Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti